What I love is that if you look at the corner of Hollywood and Highland, which is where the Kodak Theater is now, that's actually the very first Hollywood hotel ever. 1902, I think it was built. It had running water, which was great. But a lot of the silent film stars would hang out there and live there and what have you, and they would hang out on the veranda. And so people who knew who the stars were, it was very rudimentary back then, but they would go by in their buggy and carriage and they'd wave to them, kind of like the precursor to the Star Tours that we have today. And every Thursday night, they used to have this big dance in the ballroom, and all the stars from anywhere went there. And that was kind of the very first ever Hollywood hotspot. Just down from there, in the 1920s, they built the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. And that was Mary Pickford and D.W. Griffith and what have you. They wanted a place to go for them, so they built that. It was $2 million at the time. The Cinegrill, which is still there today, is there. And that's where a lot of Hollywood stories and legends were born. Marilyn Monroe lived there for almost 2 years. That's where she shot her very first Hollywood shoot on the diving board. Yeah, what's interesting about how Hollywood developed out of Hollywood proper was when they created Universal City, or Universal. They actually would put the actors, would actually lived there, and people would come on Saturday mornings and watch them come out and get their newspaper and what have you. So it was a really interesting time where I think Hollywood realized that if they don't sell tickets and they don't engage the audience, which is what we're trying to do today, they would have financially hard times. So they were always open to having the stars be presentable and available for the public. The 40s especially. Errol Flynn was a wild one. He wrote an incredible book, and I found a receipt that Paramount had where it was from the taxi driver for $6, and at the bottom it said, grabbed Mr. Flynn, he was drunk, picked him up, put him in taxi, deposited him at home. And that was the golden age of Hollywood, where Hollywood stars were very protected by the studios, very manufactured relationships, couples, and a lot of people, a lot of the press, or I should say the gossip press back then, were paid off on the side to keep things hush-hush, unlike it was today. But that was when film started to really skyrocket. People started making a lot of money. Mary Pickford was the first one to make a ton of money. She owned a lot of real estate in the area. And in the 40s and 50s, that's when Bob Hope came in on the television and movie side. There's just a lot of mishmash, great history. So when I love it because when I drive by certain places, I go, oh, that's why that's there.